Welcome to my Curious Mind podcast. As you know, I have a curious brain. I'm always looking at what is occurring and what has occurred and having curiosity about it. Recently, I was speaking to my sister who lives in the United Kingdom in the southwest, in Devon, in fact. And we were reminiscing about Christmas and times past. So it triggered a bunch of thoughts for me about how the brain is sticky. I'm really talking about the stickiness of memory. You know, as I was growing up in the UK, one of the things we used to have is Christmas sticky toffee pudding, and often hot yellow custard poured over the top of it. It was dark, and it was a great sweet toffee, caramelly, spicy, full of, yes, it was quite delightful. I liked it. But I'm going to suggest to you that at Christmas, you have Christmas sticky brain. Now, isn't that weird? Weird Christmas sticky brain. It's important to understand first, and this is where my curiosity came into it, is how two people can go to the same event for many years together, and yet step back, and when they look at it from the past, it is a completely different event. Even though they might have the same cultural upbringing, be in the same family or in the same group. So what happens to events? What happens to our memories that causes sticky brain? And the both fortunate and unfortunate impacts of having a sticky brain. The brain itself is an amazing group of neurons, and it just shimmers with activity. It is constantly active. If you were to put it just as electrical impulses on a screen, you would be seeing lights flashing and moving and electricity going down one neuron to another and then back again, and in clusters being really strong, some areas being dark. It would be an absolute kaleidoscope of activity. It literally shimmers with activity constantly. So I want to challenge a common belief that when you go unconscious, and people use the word very loosely, I was unconscious about that, you actually never go unconscious. Your brain is one of the organs, like your heart and your lungs and your circulatory system, that actually never goes unconscious in the pure word. It just doesn't stop working. The better way to describe it is, I am not conscious of my memory. I am not conscious of the activity. I'm not conscious of my feelings. You see, even when you are deeply under an anesthetic, you still record what is going on around you. It's just you don't see it, and because you don't see it, feel it, notice it, and have any record of it in that tiny piece of consciousness, means that you think it all stopped. There's been many examples of people who have come out of major operations, and when the surgeon has gone in and spoken to them later when they've come out of care and they've come out of the anesthetic, to have the patient says, oh, by the way, I could hear you talking. And the anesthesiologist or the doctor will laugh and say, well, that probably was your imagination. I suggest very strongly it was not your imagination. There's lots of research to, in fact, support that you do and can remember what has occurred to you, even when under the deepest anesthetics, even when you've had a physical blow that renders the collection or part of the collection of what is going on. Now, what's that got to do with memory and sticky pudding and having a sticky Christmas brain? Well, you see, you can say that I've forgotten about Christmas. Oh, I don't remember that at Christmas. I don't remember this. You can change the name to wedding, birthday, swimming, romantic event, first time meetings. You can say, well, you don't remember, or you don't remember it this way. I'm just using Christmas because it is part of the general consciousness right now. Memory is the reactivation of a specific group of neurons that formed persistent changes in the strength of connections between each other, which allows a specific combination to be reactivated and any other combination join in. Now that's kind of like, okay, we have a group of neurons, they get together, they experience and remember, and for that moment they are charged with that event. Another event will come along and it might attach to it and add to it. And then even thinking about it afterwards and discussing it with a friend, it will add that. So what was originally a pure memory is no longer pure. It's been added to. Now, let's take an event such as a Christmas dinner or singing carols in the Christmas church, in your local church. Growing up, I was raised as a Christian, and I used to sing in the little boys' choir. I had quite a high voice. You know, see me in my red little gown and with my little collar and my white surplice over the top, singing with much gusto, often not hitting the right notes. I have that memory, and my mother has that memory because she used to come and watch. But over time, that's dimmed. But the interesting thing is when I see a young children's or a young boy's choir singing, I am stirred with strange memories. Well, they weren't weird, they were just different. And that has somehow all melded to create a sense of warmth and excitement and sort of generally a good feeling about choirs. For a while, I joined an adult choir when I was in Vancouver and used to sing, but my voice, when it broke, didn't come out quite as well. I don't really have a strong voice that way. So memory is kind of like creating a snowball. You know, you take the little piece of snow and you crush it hard in your hand and you push it, you accumulate more snow and you pack it harder and you push it in the snow and suddenly you've got a large snowball. Memory works the same way. So if you're getting ready to go home for Christmas, or it's your turn to cook Christmas dinner, you don't approach it free from memories or free from the judgments or the feelings or what happened the last time that you cooked or the last time somebody was in your home, it becomes rather a sticky mess like the snowball. Now, why is this important? Well, this sticky part of your brain, this memory, each time it's reacted, it's sort of reactivated by either, it can be the smell or the Christmas lights or the way the room is. It is added and overlaid with the new experience and the memory, and it doesn't take long for that memory to become sticky. Now, what might have started out as a happy Christmas event can over time become overlaid with sticky, not happy events. It can be overlaid with watching over the years a favorite uncle or a favorite aunt deteriorate in their behavior, in their age, them getting aged. And so Christmas becomes then remembering your favorite aunt aging, and then one day she's not there, and Christmas is not the same anymore. Sticky brain happens to us a lot, but the reason I've chosen Christmas is that when it is Christmas, it is heightened. It's almost like in your stock of memories, if you think of your memories like a file drawer with, going to school, and they go up, school, high school, first girlfriend, first boyfriend, driving to car, going to college, getting your first job, and going up in years, there's a pretty long file of sticky memories there. And each between them, for most of us in North America, it will have a Christmas attached to it. So we're not really remembering, we're feeling past Christmases. See, the hippocampus and the different cortisol, the different impacts. If there's an heightened event at Christmas where one member of the family shouts at another and it is difficult and everybody gets upset, the amygdala and the hippocampus and the cortisol will imprint that Christmas with very strong feelings. Some of those strong feelings will be anger, it will be upset, it will be apprehension for some people. It might even be fear. But it gets rolled in to everything that is Christmas. It's a sticky brain. It might be that the next Christmas after the divorce can feel that sadness, the loneliness of the parents not being together, but there being two places for Christmas. The hangover of the anger from divorce, the feeling of abandonment for the children, the worthlessness feelings. And when they go to the other home, the feeling like this person is to blame. Why did they do it? Why am I not worthwhile? Don't you love me? It can get very complicated for children in that particular process, and it is all heightened at Christmas. Because Christmas is such an emotional and mental crescendo in the North American society. This sticky brain Christmas can be the best gift, but it also can be a very sticky, nasty gift. So, how can you have, shall we say, a more normal Christmas? I would suggest the first thing to do is let go of expectations. You see, unfortunately, that sticky brain Christmas has got a whole bunch of expectations in it. that it's going to be like the time Daddy lost his temper, or it's going to be like the time Mummy burnt the turkey, or it's going to be like when Daddy didn't show, or it's going to be like the time when I got nothing for Christmas, when I got a lump of coal for Christmas. Because our memory is attached, it's sticky. And in many cases, that memory is distorted by time. So the first thing is let go of expectations. Don't expect Christmas to be anything. I know that's very hard. Expectations is how things are sold to you by, every marketing company out there. Candies, soccer, football, any sport that you want, ice skating. They sell that it's going to be a wonderful event, that you will really enjoy it, or it's going to be exciting. All of the marketing tricks come out to pluck the emotional strings in humans in the weeks and weeks before Christmas. This manipulative behavior, it creates the challenge for Christmas. It makes it so stressful. You see articles in the newspaper and on television of how to avoid arguments at Christmas, and they give you advice about not talking politics, or not talking about sex, or not talking about this. The list is endless. What I suggest is show up. And by that I mean be authentic. Be loved for who you are. Authenticity is the greatest self-love that there is. One of the things or beliefs that I learned from the Christian religion is Jesus loved us all as we are. Authenticity is being yourself. There isn't anybody that can do that on this planet. There are billions of us on this planet, but only you can be authentic. Only you can be you. So that's one of the things. Show up and be yourself. Now, live in the moment. Don't make a list of expectations in your mind about how Uncle this is going to be this way, or Auntie is going to be this way, or Mummy's going to do her this, and Daddy's going to do that. And will Daddy be there? Will Mummy be there? Will there be too much wine consumed? Live in the moment. Notice things in the moment. Notice how wonderful that it is that you are people, you are alive with all of your faults, with all of your peccaments, with all your impediments, with all of your expectations. And so is everyone else at the table. Everybody at the Christmas table has an expectation. Will I get what I want? Did I buy the right gift? I didn't buy a gift. Am I a bad person? You take your pick. It's hard to know ourselves. It's even harder to know the person who's there with you. Take some time. Be kind and live in the moment and find out what's the story of the person sitting beside you. This might be your spouse. This might be your child. It might be your parent. It might be your grandparent. Who are they really? If you haven't seen them, and many of us haven't seen each other because of COVID for a very long time, find out who are they. Ask them what's going on. What did you do in COVID? Did you go outside? Are you well? How are your plans coming along? What's your dreams for the next year? Cultivate your relationship with that person. Find out about them. Find out how they are. Authenticity is the biggest and the best gift that you can give another human being at Christmas. Be yourself. be whatever you are. You know, is it straight? Is it bi? Is it I'm bound to forget? I'm bound to forget to give you one name of the LBQT group. Because you see, I don't care about the labels. I care that you show up in this world and bring the best that you can to this world. I don't care what the label is. I don't care if you're male, female, trans, non-trans. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're a Jew. I don't care if you are Russian. I don't care if you are Islamic. I don't care if you're a Buddhist like me. I just don't care. What I do care is that you share with me the greatest gift of being real. So, sticky brain. Yeah, quite a subject, sticky brain. I'll do another one about sticky brains because we have sticky brain everywhere. Now, may I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, no matter what religion, what group you come from. And I'm Buddhist, so I have a tradition and the gift of love from many religions I've studied. So, love and peace to you, and stay with your sticky brain. Bye for now, Jeffrey.